Do you find yourself constantly getting left by women and also people in general? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you why and what to do about it. So, when I was in my really late teens, I discovered personal development and I was absolutely hooked and obsessed. What I started with was mainly communications, relationships, and dating. The first book I ever read was How to Win Friends and Influence People. And after that, I just kept reading books and studying books how to communicate. Eventually, I learned you could get better at talking to people because I was more of the shy kid. I was very introverted. I didn't really go out much. And when I was kind of on the side. I didn't really have much action because I was very nervous, had a lot of insecurities, whatever it was. I just did not want to be in the spot. I subconsciously wanted to be it, but I was too afraid, too nervous. So I decided to change this part of my life through studying, research, whatever. I then found out I was not stuck to my friends, my relationships, my situation in general, and I could use my communication skills to communicate with others and build things. And that first started with women. I would go out and communicate with women. And I made hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of approaches. And I found some mild success, but it always ended up flat on its face. So then I discovered building self-worth and healing, which just took the game to a completely different level and just completely transformed every area in my relationship, because just kind of learning the frames and what to say and things of that nature, it's optimizing a poor frame. So once you elevate yourself to a completely different level where you're no longer operating down here, you don't even have to say the right things, because even if you say the right things down here, you're not going to get the result. But even if you say the wrong things up here, you'll still be able to get results because it's the energy and it's where you're coming from. Now, if you were like me, where you would start a relationship but it would always fizzle out, you would always leave the other person or they would leave you before it gets too serious or before it gets too intense. There's no commitment. There's a underlying desire for abandonment on either ends of the party, so you actually never got to stay with someone long term. I'm about to show you why that is, why women will leave you, and why you will leave a woman who's not willing to leave you because you have an unconscious desire and need to be abandoned. Now, obviously, this is something that's going to stem from early childhood that you just run unconsciously. So this usually manifests as when a child is forced to abandon themselves to placate or play the needs of their caregivers and their parents. For example, if a parent sees a child that has special skills and special accolades but says, no, you can't do that, you have to be a doctor, engineer, you have to play piano even though it's not your skill set, and essentially basically saying, doesn't matter what you think, your goals and your journey isn't wanted, you need to placate yourself to me, and you need to go along with my version and my journey of life, and if not, you're going to be left. And that's what the child receives. So then as a consequence, the child will learn that I have to go along with other people, I have to go along with other people's journey, I have to placate to them, otherwise I'm going to be left, not wanted, and I'm not going to be loved. And now that developed your unconscious need for abandonment. And it's important to realize what's going on in the child's head is they're saying that my desires, my goals, my ambitions, none of that matters. None of that is wanted. I just need to supplicate and join their frame. Now, if you're a man and you're trying to date women, if you want a feminine woman, they're gonna be more receiving and they're gonna want to join into your frame. But if you're saying I can't hold a frame, I can't go on my journey because I'm gonna get abandoned, then you're gonna start trying to join other people's frame, and it just does not work. And even if it somehow does work, you're going to abandon her or vice versa, because there's an underlying need for abandonment. So then how do we heal? We have to realize that the parts of ourselves that we deem as not wanted or loved, we have to integrate that back within us. And we need to figure out what it is that we want, our journey that we want to go on, and go on it regardless of what people think is right for us. And if they leave as a consequence of that, great, get lost. Doesn't even matter if they're your family, parents, whatever it is. You're on your journey and you have a mission to accomplish. So you go, you do whatever it is that you need to do for your purpose. And as a consequence of you building your life and you being solely focused and penetrative of the world, people are either going to want you and want to join your journey, or they're going to want to not be a part of your journey. That doesn't really matter. Whoever does want to be a part of your journey, now you're in a position of, okay, do I want this person on my journey? And now you're in a position of scanning them, as opposed to you trying to ping off the other person and trying to get their validation and trying to be wanted from them. Instead, you're the selector now, and now you're around people who actually want you for you and want to be a part of your life, or who are aligned with you, or who on very similar paths, or have similar values, and you guys can, do your own things, but you do it together as a team, or you're each other's support. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, leave a like and follow for more content like this.